You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the Highly Evolved Podcast. My name is Safan. You can find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, and Gab.com. Most importantly, like, share, subscribe, because we're writing this YouTube until the wheel fall off. On that note, guys, let's read this article I have for you about GOP to Trump. Quickly sign the order to add citizenship questions to the census. If you're not aware, this is a very hot topic button issue right now, right? Whether to include the citizenship question or not to include the citizenship question in the upcoming census. All right, let me pull this articles up. It's from Breitbart. I'll leave a link in the description. All right, let me pull this up. I thank you for your patience. Without you, I wouldn't have a podcast. All right, but let me put this up for you guys. One moment. There you go. Headline: GOP to Trump. Quickly sign order adding citizenship question to census. A number of House of Republicans are petitioning President Trump to quickly sign the executive order that added the American citizenship question to the 2020 census. Trump commenced department first announced last year that the American citizenship question, i.e., all the U.S. residents are asked whether or not they're U.S. citizens, would be just put back on the census form for 2020. Since 1950, the citizenship question has not been asked on a full census, leaving the nations without an exact estimate of how many citizens and non-citizens are in the country. Mostly recent, the U.S. Supreme Court voted 5-4 to block additional citizenship question on the upcoming caucus. I don't know why they block it for. It's not like it's a court of law. What the fuck? Because the Democrats, they're pushing this. The report have, and I don't see where the Supreme Court had to come into this place. All right. The report have circulated that Trump is planning to sign an executive order to ensure the question is to put on the 2020 census form. In a letter to Attorney General William Barr on Wednesday, 19 House Republicans asked that Trump sign the executive order as soon as possible, and that would place the citizenship question on the 2020 census. Nothing is important and in knowing the impact of the country, mass illegals, and illegal immigration system. The letter states, "We are writing today to encourage you to work with President Trump to support the issuance of the memorandum or executive order appropriate under the Constitution, under our Constitution, and laws clearly outline the President's rationale in including a citizenship question in the census. Inclusion of such citizenship question is clearly constitutional and lawful, exactly, and the members of the Congress, as we can say unequivocally, that we support inclusion of such question that is critical that the President do so quickly as possible as we prepared for the coming census," emphasized added. From our vantage point in Congress, there are numerous important reasons to include the questions on the census, of which the President is clearly aware. Those reasons range from determining appropriate level of state and locality, and having the data of state of making decision of a ballot box placement to collection of data proposed of understanding the impact of immigrations, legal and illegal, the community, as well as obviously impact apportments and redistricting, emphasized added. Exactly. This is one thing that the Democrats really hate. Because of the question, this is their argument. Because of the question, it will discourage people from participating. When it discourages people from participating, it'll lower the counts down when there's not that much participant. All right, when there's not much participants, especially when illegal are involved, right? When they don't participate, All right, that means the Democratic. That means some district will have to lose some power. They might have to redraw the district, get rid of certain district because of the lower populations. All right. Remember, illegal immigrants are mainly Hispanic. They mainly vote Democrats. Right. When they don't participate, that means there's fewer heads for the Democrats. That means there's fewer representation that the Democrats are representing. That means there's no more uses for more Democratic officials. All right, this is why the Democratic people hate this so much. All right, because it will take away more of their power. This is why. All right, which means it's gonna when there's fewer people represented, when there's fewer people participating, they have to redraw the district. All right, they probably have to combine certain district, get rid of certain district, or whatever, because there's fewer people due to people not participating with the census. This is why it's so important to people to participate with the census. All right, and then it's a double-edged sword for Democrats too, because if they do participate, right? If they do participate, that means it's exposed how many illegal immigrants are in this country. All right, it's a double-edged sword. If they participate, that means that they're losing power. They're losing representative. They're losing district. And if they do participate, that means it point out Donald Trump, meaning that all these illegal immigrants are in the country. Right? So there's no getaway out of this. That's why they're fighting so much, right, about these questions. Despite claims of the contrary, citizenship is unquestionably germane to carrying out our duties and appropriations representative. Exactly, I just said that, to appropriate the right amount of representative due to the population counts. Right? Setting aside the fact that there remain of unsettled question as to whether the state can, in fact, use citizenship data to redistricting, the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment demanded that we take into account citizenship allocating representative under a section of 2 and 14th Amendment. All right, if you don't know what the 14th Amendment is, it's an amendment that automatically made black people in America, the slave, U.S. citizens, because it take act of miracle, 2/3 of a Congress to defeat the president veto. Right, that's what the 14th Amendment is. It's an act of miracle to give slave citizenship because they were brought here against their will. All right, and as further amendment of the 19th and 26th Amendment, in order that we able to enforce the penalty to put place in the amendment authored and ratified for any interference with the right to vote, the administrative arguably is required to capture the citizenship information. Exactly. We need to know who's in here. Those who participate Trump to immediately sign the executive order include citizenship questions, and the census include. These are the people that urge the president to do this. All right. Mo Booker, Judy Hance, Mike Poisey. Let's see. Jim Jordan, okay, of Ohio. Ted Yoho, Ralph Norman, and Andy Biggs, Michael Cloud, Scott Joe, I can't pronounce his name. What it is. Alright, there's the Mike Meadows, alright. Kansas Secretary of State, U.S. Senator candidate Chris Kobach has noted that the official count of the American citizenship population, thanks to the citizenship question in the 2000 census, could inform the way in which congressional appointment is conducted. Currently, congressional appointments is set by the number of residents in each state. Exactly. So if each state population reduces, that means that there's not that much need for congressional appointments. That means that the Democrat will lose Congress seats rather than the number of citizens. All right. Should congressional appointment be based on the number of American citizens each state, representative would shift from Democrat-strong coastal areas with a large foreign population towards the state for small foreign population like Wyoming and Ohio. Of course, See, this is why there's so much. This is why California has so much representative. All right, this is why California has so much representative because of all these times they've been counting illegal immigrants, and they use they use the heads to have more congressional power. All right, and Congress make the law. Right, there's a lot of congressmen from California in Congress. Americans overwhelmingly support asking the citizenship question on the census. The latest Harris poll found it about 67% U.S. voters support adding citizenship question in the census, as well as 5 to 9 Hispanic Americans and 6 to 10 Black Americans. See, guys, this is why it's so important to add this question, because it will expose the Democrats. This is why we need to do this. All right? Because right now, California have a lot of congresspersons due to high population of illegal immigrants. All right? Before the Obama administration, he took this out. That means you don't have to ask this question. That means means they count everybody. Which means they count illegal immigrants, which means these Congress people are representing illegal immigrants and not American people. They're supposed to represent Americans, not illegals. All right? Illegals are not supposed to be here. All right? Why do you think there's so many congressmen from California? Why is that? Because they're representing illegals. Most of these Congress people, all right? Most of these Congress people, their constituents are illegals. That's what they are. All right, this is why it's so important that we have to ask these questions. And plus, it's a double-edged sword for the Democrats. All right, if we ask them and do they participate, all right, if people participate, that means they expose how many illegals are in this country. All right, if they don't participate, that means they lose congressional seats. They have to redraw the district. So Trump is playing a 4D chess here, right? You gotta understand, he's like 3 steps ahead of the Democrats. All right? This is what he wanted. He wanted to expose these Democrats what they are. Un-American, unpatriotic group of people who would rather support illegal immigration than American people, who would rather send off jobs overseas, who would rather give jobs to foreigners than American citizens. These people don't represent us. These Congress people, they're evil, whether you're Democrat or Republican. All right? There are rhinos out there. Let me say that. Let me say once again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an American independent who's leaning conservative. All right? Let me make that clear. All right? There are 2 bad apples in both sides. But I'm for this question. I'm very for it. All right? If you're an American citizen, you got nothing to worry about. All right? So you got nothing to hide. And plus, this data is just only data. It's not data to say, because you participate, we're gonna come to your house and raid you right now. Oh, because you participate, you're not an American citizen, we can go by the census and take your census as evidence and use it to incriminate people. It's not gonna happen. It's only purely for data. It's like a statistics. All right? And you don't have to put your name on it. But anyway, let me know what you think. Are you for this question? Are you not for this question? Let me know the reason why you're for this question. I'm for this question. All right? But there's no but. Let me say that. There's no better. This question is very vital because I'm trying not to get the Democrat in power. The Democrats need to be out of power. They've been in power for so long. All right? They've been in power for so long. They've been representing people that's not American. All right? If they restructure the district, the Congress, I mean, other states have power as equal power as California. Right now, California has too much power. But let's see how it turns out. All right? Because I want to say YouTube don't want to monetize my channel because I'm unscripted and rehearsed and edit. All right? Because of that, I'm not bounded by any outside interference. All right? Because of that, I'm not taking any donation because the point of this channel is to get you to think for yourself. You don't have to agree with me, whatever I say. Just think for yourself. Because the point of this channel, I want you not to be group thinkers. Group thinkers will get you killed. Group thinkers are Marxist, socialist, communists. All right? Group thinkers are Democrats, socialists. They're group thinkers. There's liberals. They're group thinkers. Antifa, group thinkers. Black Lives Matter, they're group thinkers. These activists are group thinkers. They don't think for themselves. All right? I'm trying to get people to switch their mindset to think for themselves. All right? But yet, again, you don't have to agree with me. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, subscribe. Because when you like, share, subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When I make more videos, I saturate YouTube algorithm. When I saturate YouTube algorithm, I have a better chance of expanding my message to a broader audience. Within those audience, I might be able to persuade them to think for themselves. All right? If you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe. On that note, guys, I know your time is very precious. I try not wasting your time. Like, share, and comment. Let me know what you think. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast, and I'm signing out. Peace.